Okay. All right, so I'm Allison Hensen, and my project is on omega-3 fatty acids and the risk for breast cancer. So we're going to start out with the reason why reducing the risk for breast cancer is so important. 1 in 8 U.S. women will be diagnosed with breast cancer, and this is the invasive type of breast cancer. So overall, just general breast cancer, the numbers are going to be even higher. Rates of death from breast cancer in women are second only to lung cancer, and 85% of breast cancers occur in women who have no family history. So this 85% is from age and the mutation of the genes from environmental factors. It's estimated that 40,000 women have died from breast cancer in just 2015 alone. So obviously these are really big numbers, and reducing the risk for breast cancer in women is something that is very important. So some basic information about breast cancer. It's defined as a malignant tumor that has formed in the breast tissue, typically in the lobule or in the ducts, and it can spread from the main tumor to the lymph nodes, and from there metastasize to the rest of the body. It's diagnosed in stages, which are decided by how far from the original tumor the cancer has spread. So an introduction to omega-3 fatty acids. They have many beneficial health benefits. Balance hormones, which is important in general and in pregnancy. Reducing inflammation, which can help with rheumatoid arthritis. Regulating blood sugar, preventing blood clotting, keeping cholesterol and triglycerides in balance, relaxing blood vessels, and increasing cell health. And here's some of the foods that these omega-3 fatty acids are in. So specifically DHA and EPA are the types of omega-3 fatty acids that I looked at in reducing the risk for breast cancer, and specifically in the diet, not in supplements. Recommended intake is 300 to 500 grams a day of EPA and DHA. Some foods rich in these specific fatty acids are cold water fatty fish like salmon, tuna, mackerel, herring, and sardines. For cardiovascular disease, relieve rheumatoid arthritis symptoms, and possibly improve the functioning of the brain and the eyes. And omega-3 fatty acids are important in fetal development. It's recommended that pregnant women get about 200 milligrams of DHA alone in a day. That's not even considering EPA. So why did researchers start to look at omega-3 and breast cancer together? In Western societies where there is low levels of omega-3 and high levels of omega-6, there's increased incidences of breast cancer compared to the low incidence of breast cancer in places like Japan and Alaska that have high amounts of omega-3 and low amounts of omega-6. And there's been proof that people who move from a low incidence population and adapt a Western diet or move to a Western country, then they have increased rates of breast cancer. So obviously, this is a big controversy because every study or most studies that are done on breast cancer and omega-3s find different results. So here's just a couple examples of some different results that were found. In a Korean study, it was found that an increase in DHA and EPA in the diet was only found to decrease the risk for breast cancer in postmenopausal women. A French study found that an increased intake of omega-3 decreased the risk only in people with a high omega-6 intake. Both the study in Shanghai and in Mexico found that women with high levels of omega-3 and high levels of omega-6 and low levels of omega-3 had a higher risk of getting breast cancer. But the Mexican study also found that increasing omega-3 in obese women would decrease their risk for breast cancer. And this was interesting because I wondered if this was because of omega-3's ability to decrease the risk of breast cancer, or omega-3's ability to balance cholesterol and triglycerides, which would help with the obesity, which is one of the main risk factors for breast cancer. So if you look at what the professionals say, the NIH, which is the government institution, and the breastcancer.org, which is a nonprofit organization, both say that omega-3 fatty acids have the potential to decrease the risk for breast cancer, but there's not enough research and not enough proof that it does for them to officially make that claim. So some regulations from the government: in order to put high DHA or EPA on food, there has to be more than 160 milligrams of DHA and EPA combined. The World Health Organization recommends 1 to 2 servings of seafood a week, and 2 to 3 servings or 8 to 12 ounces a week are recommended during pregnancy. And like I said before, 200 to 500 milligrams a day. So from an industrial point of view, all of these health benefits to fish oil and omega-3s help when they are trying to sell their product. They sell the product with claims like they improve brain function, help with muscle building, kidney disease, stomach ulcers. There's many ways that they claim to help improve brain function, like preventing Alzheimer's, helping with bipolar disorder, helping with ADHD, migraines, schizophrenia. But because supplements are not under the same restrictions as other like medications, some of these could help with some of these, but there's no definitive proof. And all of the research that I did, I found that all the experts recommend getting the omega-3 in the diet because that is proved to be healthier than taking the supplements. So in conclusion, getting enough omega-3 fatty acids is important for your health. Research shows that it could reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease, relieve symptoms of rheumatoid arthritis, decrease unwanted inflammation, decrease the risk for many types of cancers. In time, I think research will be able to prove some of these benefits to getting the recommended daily amount of omega-3s. And hopefully they will also prove a reduced risk for breast cancer.